When you talk to your cat, do you ever wonder what they're thinking? Do they think you're as smart as them, or maybe even dumber than them? Or perhaps they're thinking, who is this crazy human talking to me? Well, thanks to science, we now know exactly what your cat thinks when you talk to them, and it might surprise you. As a lifelong cat lover and current cat mom to a 6-year-old rescue kitty named Holly, I can tell you talking to your cat is one of the most rewarding parts of being a cat parent. There's just something so special about having a meaningful conversation with your cat, especially after a long day. But what if I told you that talking to your cat could actually be more rewarding if you knew exactly what your cat was thinking while you chat? It turns out there's been quite a bit of research done on this topic. According to veterinarian and cat behavior specialist, Dr. Elizabeth von Muggenthaler, cats are capable of understanding up to 100 words in our language, but they understand the tone of our voice way before they understand the words we're saying. A study published in the journal Scientific Reports showed that cats can recognize their owner's name, even if they haven't been directly taught to associate the word with their owner. In fact, the study showed that cats can even recognize names of people they do know simply by hearing those names more frequently in their environment. Pretty impressive stuff. So when you call your cat's name, they're not only hearing the sound, they're also associating the word with their favorite human. And according to a study published in the journal Anthrozoos, cats show a preference for their owner's voice over other human voices. And they'd even prefer the sound of their owner's name over other names. The researchers found that cats spent significantly more time looking at a speaker who was using their owner's name compared to looking at a speaker who was using an unfamiliar name. But what do cats think when you use other words? According to Dr. Muggenthaler, cats learn the meaning of words through repetition and association. For example, if you say dinner time right before you start to fill their food bowl, eventually your cat will learn that the phrase dinner time means it's time to eat. So it's important to be consistent with your verbal cues so your cat understands what you're saying. But some words are easier to teach than others. According to a study published in the journal Applied Animal Behavior Science, cats are able to learn the meaning of object names, action names, and location names. Object names are, of course, names of objects like toy, ball, or scratcher. Action names are verbs that describe an action like play or stop. Location names are nouns that identify a specific place like bed, yard, or window. In the study, cats were able to learn the meanings of these words through a combination of verbal and visual cues. They found that cats were most successful at learning the names of objects that they interacted with regularly. This makes sense since they're more likely to hear you talking about things they interact with often. But some of the most rewarding conversations you have with your cat aren't about things, actions, or locations. They're about each other. One of my favorite things to do is tell my cat how much I love her while I pet her or talk about how beautiful she is when she comes to greet me at the door. But what does she think when I shower her with compliments? According to Dr. Muggenthaler, cats can pick up on our emotions just from the tone of our voice. So if you sound happy and positive when you speak to your cat, they'll likely feel positive emotions too. In fact, there's evidence that cats can even pick up on our emotions through facial expressions alone. But what about when you praise your cat and tell them how much you love them? According to Dr. Muggenthaler, cats can learn to associate certain words with specific outcomes. So, if you use positive language like good job or you re a good girl right before you give your cat a treat or a head scratch, they'll eventually learn that these words mean something positive is coming. So the next time you find yourself talking to your cat, remember that they may not understand every word you're saying, but they can pick up on your tone of voice and body language. So keep it positive and loving, and they'll think you're the greatest human on the planet. Does your cat understand when you talk to them? Well, the truth is more complex than a simple yes or no. Science suggests cats process human speech differently than we thought, and it's fascinating. Now, I know many of you have experienced your cat seeming to understand certain words and phrases. Dinner time, come here, treat, maybe even their own name. And you might wonder, do they truly grasp the meaning, or is it all coincidence? Well, it's not coincidence. Cats are listening and learning. But the secret is in how they perceive your speech. You see, cats don't hear the words as much as they hear the tone, rhythm, and energy of your voice, what scientists call prosody. That's why a gentle, musical "Hey sweetie" can bring them close, but a flat "I love you" may mean nothing. And if this intrigues you, just wait till we reveal how your cat reacts when you purr. But first, let's explore how your cat hears the world around them. Did you know humans hear up to about 20,000 hertz, cats up to 64,000 hertz or more? That's why your cat hears tiny sounds you miss, like a shoelace squeak or a mouse in the wall. To them, your voice is part of a huge soundscape. Yet studies show cats can recognize their owner's voice and ignore strangers. They know your tone, your rhythm, your emotional pattern. That's why when you say, "Hey buddy, I'm home," their ears perk up instantly. You might think it's just because they're excited to see you, but it goes deeper. They've learned that certain sounds signal your return. Cats pay more attention to cat-directed speech, our natural pet talk. That slightly higher, warmer voice isn't silly. It's science. Your cat knows this sound means comfort, safety, and attention. To your cat, your voice is like weather. Calm tones equals sunshine. Sharp, tense tones equals thunder. Cats check your reaction, called social referencings, to decide if a situation is safe or risky. Cats form long-term associative memories. Your voice, your footsteps, your routines, they all become part of their emotional map. That's why they know dinner time by the way you call them, not just the food. Cats can even map you by sound. If you call from another room, your cat builds a mental picture of your location. Your voice isn't just sound, it's a compass pointing to you. Every time you speak kindly, your cat stores that feeling. Over time, your voice becomes part of their comfort system, memory that says, "This person is safe. This person is mine." When cats slow blink at you, it's not boredom. Studies call it an affiliative signaler silent. I trust you if you blink back slowly. You're speaking their love language. When your cat bumps their head or rubs their cheek against you, they're marking you with scent, pheromones. It's not random, it's claiming, "You're part of my family." A cat that follows you from room to room isn't clingy, it's connection. Cats choose to share space with those they trust. Your movement is a language they mirror. That deep purr or soft kneading isn't just random, it's comfort behavior linked to kittenhood. When your cat purrs while you speak, they're syncing with your emotional rhythm. Your words don't matter as much as your tone. Say nonsense sweetly, and they'll come running. Say "I love you" flatly, and they may ignore you. Cats hear feeling, not grammar. Over time, cats learn repeated sounds linked with actions. Dinner time, all done, come here. These become predictable cues, a private language between you and your cat. Cats love predictable rituals, morning greetings, evening goodnights, feeding times. Your consistent voice becomes the rhythm of their day, their emotional anchor. Some say cats don't care. Science says otherwise. Many cats form secure attachments like children and dogs. Your voice, presence, and routine give them security. Raise your voice and cats often hide. Stay soft and they stay close. They don't decode meaning. They feel emotional weather. .com tones equals safe home. Ever had your cat curl up beside you when you're sad? That's empathy. They may not know details, but they mirror your emotional state. Quiet when you're quiet, closer when you're still. Cats are like mirrors for your mood. If you're restless, they may pace or flick their tails. If you're calm, they relax. Cats are not just responding to your words, they're responding to you. So, after everything we've explored, I have a question for you. What does your cat think when you talk to them? Let's start a conversation. Share your thoughts below. And if you love learning how cats think, subscribe, because every purr, every blink, every head bump is a conversation worth hearing.